And we're on. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever the case may be in this bright, wonderful world we live in. It is the Aloha Hour, and we have a house full of guests tonight. I am your humble host, Mike S. Miller. With me from left to right, the magnanimous and marvelous Art T. Bear.
Aloha!
The carnivorous and callous Kanan White.
Carnivorous?
Nocturnal, yes. Nocturnal, yes.
The elusive and elucidating Edwin Boyett.
Aloha.
And John Malin.
Hello.
Jesus, John.
Remember to vote for me tomorrow on Drawn and Quartered.
Have you seen John? He's been basically petitioning all day on everybody's thread. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way you do it.
He's kissing babies and shaking hands. And...
Yeah.
John is a hustling man. Hustling man.
I might get 3 votes this next time.
Well, you know what?
You got to go after that Ruth vote, though. That Ruth vote is.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yes.
It's always about Ruth. I am once again supposed to have an AT&T guy out here tomorrow between the hours of 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. To speed up my internet. So many people were saying, you know, it's like, oh, Mike, if I could only have seen your art, you would have won.
No, but seriously though, dude, it was really good. I was like, dang, I didn't see none of that detail.
Do you want the headphones, Elijah? Well, I can't have you running a speaker while I'm doing this. I know. Come on, dude, we're live. So
live TV at the Miller household.
It's never a dull moment.
I know. It really is not. It's not.
Ask Mike Miller about his broken Voltron toys.
I don't even have to. It's already funny.
Thanks. What was that?
It was like delay.
It was a hilarious joke. It echoed.
Let me pop this on. Darn it, I thought I had this open.
So I hear people echoing.
Well, you're hearing my son. I did a Got Mike video this morning, and he's just producing it now. So
Gotcha.
So quiet when you speak. It had to amplify your voice for like 20 decibels.
Well, whatever, do it.
Just do the job. Stop talking. Just do it.
Yeah. Kids today.
Mike, when you're recording,
produce my video, child.
When you're recording your videos for Got Mike, what are you talking into? You talking into OBS or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it have a voice meter or?
It does.
He says it does.
Oh, okay.
I might have kept it low, which means he kept it low because he's my producer. I don't know I don't know about any of this stuff. He just says use OBS. I'm like, okay.
You have to take some time.
If you already know how to do it, then just tell me what to do. It's not rocket.
It was like an argument.
Jeez, parents these days.
That's why you don't hire family.
Yeah, parents just don't understand.
They just don't understand it. They just don't understand.
What are you doing, Kanan? No jobbing the audience for tomorrow.
What did you say?
I said no snow jobbing the audience for tomorrow. That's
That's John's job.
Hello.
Hey, we got a super chat. John Dillard, Gaming the System. What up, Mike? I heard you bent the knee.
Ooh, where was that?
I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but if you would like to super chat me the rest of that question, I'll read it.
I kind of think I know what he's talking about.
Shut up, Kanan.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You did. I don't think you did that though. I don't think that's that.
Bent the knee to the amazing Bumblebee trailer.
That was great.
Dude, that trailer was dope.
I know, man. I mean, I did a whole video on it, and I was like, it was just going to be mostly like, you know, a little bit of me talking about that and then me drawing. And it practically ended up being me just talking about that like the whole time. John came in and we started playing the video again. Art came in and we started playing. Oh, wait, Kanan,
it did take me a while to warm up to the Bumblebee design, though, but now I really like it. I think
Art bends the knee.
The rounded shapes threw me for a minute. There's a lot of rounded shapes there.
Yeah, it is very rounded. Almost like one of those Halloween costumes, like the pumpkins and the I don't know. I was just in a Halloween shop the other day and I saw all these.
The overinflated kids' superhero suits, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I mean, to me though, man, that's like classic Bumblebee though. I'm like, that's how he was. That's how he's supposed to be.
Yeah, Bumblebee's not
He was still angular. I'm 99% sure he was very angular on his arms.
They even gave him his antennas, which I thought was cool. Like his little pointy things that
yeah.
Don't you think the two fenders coming in with the headlights look a little like I don't know, a woman's anatomy there?
Boo boos?
Little boo boos.
Her headlights.
I didn't think about it, Art, but now that mention it.
Well, the longer we talk, the more I'm going to find problems with the boo boos. So.
Actually, it's funny. Generation 1 crime though. That was awesome.
Kanan White.
Yes, sir.
How is Brand doing, and how are you doing on Brand?
I am doing good on Brand. Like I'm still waiting for like a lot of the scripts, you know, to get done. So I basically been doing a lot of like pinup art and just kind of promotional stuff. As far as Brand, it is sitting at
43016.
43016. Art's fast.
1440 backers, man. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
2 hours left. Get on it.
I know, man.
Well, I went and got myself a 2-pack just in case somebody misses it. I will have one to give away.
Much appreciated. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, it's you know, still hatching out a lot of the story. I think after it's done, you know, from what I've heard, you know, we're gonna put it in the store mode and just kind of, you know, follow suit, you know, what everybody else was doing.
If I may ask, why on earth is Antonio not pimping his book right now?
Because he's at work.
He's at work.
I don't care.
Calling sick.
You don't schedule work when your freaking Indiegogo is ending.
I don't think he had the choice on that one though.
Yeah.
It's not a.
That's all right. We'll keep pushing for him. We'll do our best.
No, not me. No, I cannot support this.
Well, I was just going to say how jealous I am of Kanan and Antonio because there's two of you guys actually selling this thing, and you're both very good spokespeople for your book. So I'm jealous. I need an Antonio.
Don't be jealous, Art. You decide how to do stuff, so that's all that matters.
Why don't you get Mandy out there pimping your book, Art?
I'm going to interview her this week. We did that Lady Death cover together, and she's got her art, and we can talk about her liberal school. She goes to Laguna Art and Design here, and she's writing papers on things you guys would not believe. If I told you, you guys wouldn't even be able to comprehend it. It's absolutely grotesque.
I would.
I understand.
If you guys work hard enough, I might tell you.
No, my daughter is doing this report on Christopher Columbus, and I was looking through the papers and the book and stuff, and it's like it's all about every negative thing you could possibly pick out about Christopher Columbus's entire 2 voyages, and then it's ridiculous. It's this entire concept, and it is cultural Marxism, right? Where they come in and they target to destroy all of the heroes of your culture, so that they can elevate and replace them with, you know, Marxist heroes and communist heroes and all that kind of crap. And it's not even conspiratorial anymore. It's just
It's out in the open. It's there.
out in the open. Yeah, so it's like all this. I get this American history book she has, and I got the PDF of it, and I'm like reading through it, and it gets to the, you know, communist time, and the only thing they clip from Karl Marx, the only thing they quote from Karl Marx is like some glowing ideal of what communism is. They don't. It's never mind the 100 million people communism has killed or anything like that. It's just all. And she's in high school.
More than the Nazis, more than the Germans.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember, history is doctored and tainted anyway, so you're not going to get the truth of most things. So, I mean, it is what it is. That's why you got to educate yourself.
That's right.
Well, her teacher's trying to convince her that Yoko Ono was a brilliant artist.
Factually wrong.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, 3 feet to the
Well, like
left.
a brilliant scam artist, I would believe that Yoko Ono was a brilliant scam artist because she
Exactly.
busted up the Beatles and got Lennon's money. So
Yeah. She must be really good at the sack. That's what I always thought.
Hey now.
Sorry.
Wow.
I said sack.
No.
Speaking of sack, so
Mike's got a sack lunch.
groceries come in sacks, and
Somebody wrote a ball sack.
Evening. Sorry, I had to find some way to lead us into the topic of the
Oh, do you have a swear
grocery.
jar, Mike? A Pixel Trader said money in the jar art. So do you have a swear jar?
Yeah,
I'll put
yeah.
my
you
quarter. I'll put my quarter in there. I'm sorry.
send it to me on PayPal. Do you have
The
the
PayPal swear
article?
jar.
Edwin, do you have the article?
I will in just a second. Yeah. Let me share. Hang on. Let me break this out and share my screen.
I just want to back up for just a minute while Edwin's finding that. So I said sack, right? I just want to back up. So this is the perimeters here on the show. Like I can't say sack. I'm just checking, Mike. I'm just checking.
You'll get the hang of it.
Yeah, I got your son cracking up in the background. I can see him.
All right, so Edwin.
I think your son's
Hopefully
heard
this-
the word sack.
Knapsack. There we go.
Saccharin.
Groceries come in
Satchel.
sacks.
Exactly.
You can get your sack of groceries at Walmart. And
Cool
play it
segue, Mike. Cool segue.
segue. There you go.
Let's see. Walmart will use blockchain to ensure the safety of leafy greens and the Aloha Hours viewers' ears. Let's see. Walmart is anxious about the safety of its food following bacterial outbreaks for lettuce and other food, and is hoping technology will set shoppers' minds at ease. It's telling its leafy green suppliers to use a blockchain system designed with IBM's help to track the shipments of their produce. Walmart sees this as a way to speed up recalls and potentially save people from getting sick. And it's not about to take chances. This isn't the first time companies have used blockchain on a large scale. The allure has been clear for shipping. It's an easy way to notify everyone in the supply chain when a product reaches a given point in its journey. This is, however, a rare instance of a major company mandating the use of the technology. Provided the system works as promised, it could give blockchain a major boost in credibility among companies that are still skeptical about using the same tech underpinning cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Now, so this is blockchain, though. This is not necessarily a crypto blockchain.
No, well, blockchain is the technology of cryptocurrency. Blockchain, Bitcoin is the first. Bitcoin was essentially the first blockchain. So what people are asking is, what is blockchain? Blockchain is not what Mark Wade uses to block followers on Twitter. That's a block bot. The two words get confused for some bizarre reason. But blockchain is basically, it's an open ledger technology that allows people to have information on a global scale without a centralized database. So like you can have, if you have 1,000 people around the world running the same blockchain, then the information is, when it is gathered, it is dispersed to the entirety of the network. So you can have thousands of copies of the exact same information. So it becomes an immutable source of information. And then what happens is, you know, it's called blockchain because you fill up certain amounts of blocks of information, and then that block is like stored and then chained, linked to the next block of information until that's filled up. So it creates a blockchain, hence the word blockchain. And the key and important thing about what Walmart is talking about is its immutability and its global access. So, because if you have, say you have a piece of lettuce that is picked, put into a crate in Peru, or lettuce or whatever, you know, pineapples, I don't care. A piece of fruit goes into a crate. That crate is labeled with like a blockchain RFID or some sort of a code that you can scan. It goes into this global database so that at any point along the trail of this thing, every time it stops at a station, stops at a border, where, you know, whatever, any place that these things get scanned in, people can follow the app, the tracking of whatever it is. And this kind of a tracking mechanism is like one of the most useful outlets for blockchain technology, but also for keeping ledgers for banking, you know, international money supplies, stuff like that. So
basically what you're saying is this time next year, we can contribute to LONESTAR, the third part, using lettuce coin. That's what you're telling us.
Well, I'm not going to take lettuce coin, but I'll take all kinds of other cryptocurrencies.
Well, it is green.
Yeah, leafy.
Well, and
leafy.
What they're saying also in this article is that yes, this technology, if you talk to anybody in tech, that's why I wanted to get Ian on here, because he knows this stuff too. You talk to anybody in tech, blockchain is the future of this market. It is the next iteration of the internet. They have, I mean, and Bitcoin is like the most, because it was the first, it's like the most basic, most simple version of a blockchain. There are technologies that have been worked on based off of the initial paradigm of Bitcoin for 8-9 years now. And in you know, computing terms, I mean, think how far we've gone just in memory in 8-9 years, right? The technology, Bitcoin is like super old technology in this space. You've got technologies like, it's called like sharding. There's a couple different shards, you know, not sharting. I mean, literally, they believe that they can get to a point where they can process like millions of transactions per second. I mean, this is the sort of thing you could end up, you know, playing freaking video games on the blockchain in the future. You know, it really is the infrastructure of the future. And cryptocurrency, it ebbs and flows, it goes up and down, but it is going to be a vital part of that space. So
so all this is supposed to do what for Walmart?
Oh, for Walmart, that's what they're saying, is that they're because you can track, like how it is now. It's like stuff comes to your shop, you don't know where it came from, you don't know when it originated, you don't know how old it is. You have to go by whatever you're told on a shipping label. right? But if you have a blockchain, you have access to the chain of information of where this every freaking minute. I mean, even so much as it can track the information on how the refrigeration system on the given cargo ship or train or whatever. If the refrigeration goes out in one of those units, that information would also get logged into the blockchain, and then you just have it on your phone or your app or whatever it is. When it gets to Walmart, you just look it up and you'll be like, dude, the refrigeration was off on this for like 48 hours. This is not a good batch, whereas otherwise, that's why they're saying, because people are getting sick from foods that have been delivered, and then what do you have to do? How much does it cost you when you get like 3 people getting sick off of one batch of lettuce, and then you have to cancel the entire batch for the entire week that lettuce came in, like on the entire Western seaboard?
Yeah, but nothing stops a person like Doug.
That's true.
That's fair enough. There's no blockchain that can stop Dirty Doug.
Yeah, but there's millions of Dougs out there that have a problem with washing their hands and wanting to squeeze the lettuce
that we eat later.
Yeah.
True. You've found the glitch in the system, John.
Yeah. And I went to a grocery store yesterday, I think, and it's Kroger. I don't know if you guys have Kroger wherever you're at, but it's a pretty popular chain around here. And they've already have self-checkout, and you have the registers, but now they have something else going on where you take a scanner with you when you come in, and you scan your own food and your own labels, and you put them in your own bags. And I haven't done the process yet. I'm going to check it out next time, but this came out of nowhere for me. And just like the straw thing came out of nowhere for me. 3 days before the straw thing, I heard something about it in California, and then I went to a restaurant here in Michigan, and there was no straw, and I was pissed. And but now
you're talking about drinking straws, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now have Amazon, which is the king of robot automation, taking over Whole Foods, and they have a whole checkout process that they've yet to implement in full. But I mean, it's going to wipe out jobs all over the place for people that are doing cashiering, where basically people are going to walk into grocery stores, regardless of where they are, Whole Foods, Kroger, whatnot. There's going to be a system there, and it's just going to wipe out every cash register person except maybe one to help the elderly, like Art.
Yeah, like me.
I'm just.
I think they should discount all that stuff. If we have to check ourselves out and bag our own groceries, like, we should get a discount, don't you think?
You might.
Extra work.
You might get a discount in lowered prices.
Exactly. I mean, look at Trader Joe's. Look at what was that called? Aldi.
Yeah, I'll say Aldi does it.
They just strip down everything. If you can strip down having to have cash registers, they'll just shift that savings on to the customer. John Dillard gave me for $2. Saw a Columbus movie once. Scary AF. That's it.
I would.
So yeah, I mean,
I would wear
thing.
this jacket. I would wear this jacket to a Comicsgate convention.
Oh my!
I would look good in this. It would look good. You would have to hide your women folk around me if I was rocking this jacket.
High tea.
Another thing in like the cryptocurrency space, it's decentralized, right? So there's nobody sitting in an office in San Jose saying, "Oh, we don't like what Alex Jones says. We're not going to let him use PayPal anymore." Right? When you have a decentralized database, there's no overlord that can tell you don't have your First Amendment rights anymore.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, in theory, I guess, yeah.
Well, in practice, people use it all the time.
But anybody who's bothered that, out of the people who are in this room, how many people have called PayPal and said, "Hey, we saw you removed Infowars from PayPal, and we oppose them"?
Not me. I'm still
I
rocking
did
my
not.
PayPal.
Yeah, I still use it too.
I did not, but I'm probably going to start putting my Ethereum address up here if anybody wants to throw anything. I probably should have done
Is
that.
Ethereum worth anything now? I thought it crashed.
It came down. It's about 233 right now. It came down. The entire market came down, but I think it's bottomed out because there's been a lot of good news in the market that has not been reflected in the actual price of cryptocurrency. It came down. It hit a pretty solid bottom about a week ago, and it's been dancing its way back up. So hopefully that'll be the end of the bottom. Actually, it would probably be a good time to get some more, but I don't have any extra money right now.
Yeah,
Do you
looks
think
like
cryptocurrency and all that is just one step far closer to like a one world government type of thing, one way of doing business through the whole world, so nobody's economy is stronger than the other?
I don't think that's. I don't believe that paradigm.
Well,
But
how do you value within your confines of your country?
Well, it is a
Art's
fiat
right. It's
currency.
global currency. Global currency.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
just
global
like-
currency.
So is the greenback.
Well, no,
Green-
because our
more-
dollar has more value than some other
I know, but it's all
currencies.
fiat. It's all fiat. Our dollar has no tangible value. It's
Well,
only
I
based on-
know. Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about, like Mexico's economy, our economy.
Yeah. Django Manko for $5 says, if I can't put it in a shoebox under my bed, I don't trust it. I
Well,
actually have my cryptocurrency in a shoebox under my bed. Actually, it's in my gun sleeve.
Don't say that stuff, Mike. Come on.
but the value of the U.S. dollar, value of the U.S. dollar comes down to the military might of the United States, and
Well,
and so
in part,
that is what secures it.
It comes down more, and in large part, because we are the agreed to dollar for the trade of oil around the world.
Yeah,
And with China and Russia starting to make moves to back out of the U.S. dollar, that is going to devalue our buying power on the global market.
Well, you say that, but I think didn't we just become the world's largest exporter of petroleum products?
I think we did.
And so, yeah, under the old paradigm with these other countries were dominating this stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. But
We're
now
number
that
one
we
again.
Yeah, America. under if we are the world's largest exporter of oil, it doesn't really matter what they think now, does it? It doesn't matter if you want to pay us in Canadian funny money. It doesn't matter if you want to pay us in some kind of crazy German monopoly money. You're gonna have to come off some good old-fashioned greenbacks.
I don't know, because it's the oil that intrinsically has the value, right? We're trading the dollar against the oil. The dollar is just ink on cotton. It's not, it's what you can trade it for that has the actual value. Whether you trade it for gold, or you trade it for oil, you trade it for oranges.
I like oranges.
I love oranges.
Delicious.
Yeah, and
JR for $2 says, "End the Fed."
Yeah, if you wanted to go real far down the spectrum, you could go watch a Ron Paul video and learn how every dollar issued is actually debt and so forth. And this is
I've
accurate.
seen that stuff too.
Yeah.
Your birth certificate is some sort of
Well, now
debt again.
that's a whole nother level down the
That's another layer.
We actually keep physical silver just because.
Yeah, I used to. I figure it's going to keep going down, and as long as the economy keeps growing, and I believe the economy is going to keep growing, the value of gold and silver will get lower until, I thought when Obama was taking over, that gold and silver were going to blow up if the windbag got elected. But yeah.
Got one right here.
Yeah, I keep silver bullets just in case.
Well, you got that whole graveyard shift thing.
Right. Like, what you fighting?
Well, I guess I could just throw this through a werewolf's head. I guess that would work.
Yep.
A little skip.
No, you can always melt it down.
The old silver eagle.
So today I doxed myself.
Oh, that's good.
While I was talking to Kanan, I had to turn my video into private after everybody had all the time in the world to not only see my home address, but also my phone number.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I have some friendlies who are at least joking about giving out or selling my information.
It's a good thing they don't have your real name, though, John.
Well, they do.
John Malin. Like, say the whole name.
That's a code name. You know it.
Yeah, and that's more reason why I don't want to give out my age and my date of birth and all this other information that Art wants. And
I want to know your mom's maiden name.
yeah.
Nice. Well done.
Information is power.
Mhm.
Well done, fellow boomer. If you don't dox yourself at least once, you're...
Yeah.
Then you're not trying.
Yeah.
Oh, there we
Somebody
go.
posted their phone number here.
8675309.
Yes.
Oh man.
Jenny.
You know what's funny is that was actually my neighbor's phone number, like 10 years ago. The guy that lived downstairs from me.
That song was his number.
That song was his number.
Wow.
He got it from the wall of the bathroom.
For a good Buick. Jenny. So that's the topic for the evening. How's the Game of Thrones videos going? How's the Game of Thrones video going? Apparently you can't work on it with me talking here.
Mm-mm-mm.
Well, I think
Bitcoin
Brand
people-
just went up again.
Nice.
You need
Yeah,
to pay your
yeah.
producer, Mike.
So pay him a
feed my
food and board.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, it's 43, 141.
He's almost 18.
141, right?
Yeah.
I just posted it for you.
Thank you, son.
So, Kanan,
Yes.
what were your expectations going into this thing, man? Like, what did you think was going to happen?
You know what? Honestly, man, that's what I kind of told Antonio when he first started. Like, I wasn't even aware, man, that he had even launched anything the first couple of times. So, I knew he wanted to work together on the project. And like I said, I had done some fan art for him, commission work and whatever. And so he's like, yeah, man, I want us to be able to, get this started sometime, this year. And so I was like, okay, cool. But, I just kind of, some of those indie projects, man, they just say, hey, I want to start this. And, it never comes to anything. So you just kind of like, cool, whatever, if you're ready, I'll be available, whatnot. And so, but then, he let me know, that he launched for the, I had no idea he launched it 2 other times until he told me. And so finally he told me, that he connected with, with Ethan. And because I knew Ethan, I didn't know about Comics Gate at the time, but I knew about Ethan. I was like, oh, cool, I've seen some of his stuff because I would look on online just for like tutorials and stuff, just to draw or listen to while I draw. And so, I had seen his show before, Pro Secrets and whatnot, but I didn't really go into detail. But then he showed me like how or what happened with the campaign, like in the first hour. And I was like, whoa, like, dude, like this, like, you doing it, man. He was like, yeah, bro. He's like, I told you, man. He's like, this is, I'm serious about it. I was like, okay. And so that for me, it came out of the realm of just a what if or a maybe into like, man, they're actually gonna like do this. And so once you did that, man, the next step was just kind of getting on the social media thing on my end, and just kind of making myself available. I'm a private dude, man. And I'm relatively quiet. I don't really, kind of get into a lot of the social media, but yeah, it's kind of changed since this. And not like I'm going crazy or nothing, posting every 5 minutes like some people, but
What?
No, but I mean, that my expectations, honestly, and I didn't have a lot, but now, really, man, since I told Antonio, I was like, going through this whole campaign process, man, has been, a learning experience for me as far as just, how to think, because I didn't have kind of a business mindset about what I did. You just kind of work in the automatic pilot. You get the job, you work it, and move on to the next thing. And so now, I'm learning a little bit more, but more so, getting a camaraderie, because for so long, and you guys know as artists and stuff, you're relatively riding solo. 98% of your life as a comic artist, man, is spent in solitude. And so, but I told him, I said, man, I haven't had this much fun in doing comics, in a long time. And that's kind of I guess the emotional side of what I've learned through the campaign.
You still didn't have to leave your house.
Yeah, I mean, and I told him, I said, it's kind of like a round table of superstars to me, because I've seen I've seen John's work, I've seen it on News Around Me, I've seen I mean, Mike, you gonna say you critiqued my work back when I was doing Patola, so I was like, I knew who you were, and art. I didn't know your name, but I knew your art. No pun intended, but, but I knew your art. And then when you said black and white, I actually remember getting one of the first promotional posters for that, like years ago. It had I think it had her hair wasn't out. She used to have like a full covered like mask, almost like Storm Shadow kind of vibe. And so I was like, man, like I know these guys, and so or I've seen their work, and so now I'm actually like getting to know everybody, and man, it's exciting, man. So, if anything, man, I'm more excited for Antonio because, this was the third attempt, and the first time, here we're going on, heading to 43,000 from $95. I mean, that's huge. I was telling John, I was like, I know the prices are a little lower than a lot of the other Indiegogos, but I think it did what it needed to do. So, like wherever we top off, in the next couple of hours, I'm sure it'll build once we take it to the store. But for what it did with just two guys, one relatively unknown, not relatively, like nobody knew who Antonio was, and I was more so, and people knew some of my stuff from posts and, Facebook and a couple of things that I've done. But you talk about basically two rookies. And we put up 43,000. I mean, that's huge.
Pretty, yeah. Would have put that into comparison for Marvel to get $43,000 in revenue, they would have to sell almost 22,000 books.
Jeez.
Yeah, which would make it more popular than Jeff Lemire's book. Would make it more popular than the recent. The most recent issue of Domino. Yeah, so it'd be
more popular than Injustice or The Flash.
Wow.
Those sold around 16 to 18,000.
So I met Antonio right here on Mike Miller's program. And then after the program ended, me and Antonio sat and talked in the Hangout for probably about an hour and a half. And he told me about the brand story. And I didn't realize it till later I had actually encountered you before I had encountered Antonio.
Really?
Yeah, through that. Well, not directly, but through your the Uber comic book that you had illustrated,
Oh
and I
yeah,
didn't put it together till later. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and that's what's I kind of it's funny because I feel like I did then, but my head is in a different headspace than I was. Like there's a lot going on, man. When Uber dropped, and honestly, man, it was just. I mean, a lot of times you think everything is roses, man, until the bottom falls out, and you have to face a lot of the reality of mistakes and issues and bad decisions and just neglect and the whole other stuff and that's why I always tell people, man, like it's okay to go for your goal, but not at all costs. And like if you're gonna go and sacrifice your family just to succeed, man, it's like you got to check yourself. And I unfortunately had to be checked the hard way with everything kind of coming down, um, cascading down, and then it really helped me kind of shift my focus and re-examine my why. Like, why am I doing this? Is it for me, or is it truly for my family? Am I doing this, like to am I getting this diva attitude where hey babe, I'm working, I can't talk now, or I can't do all this stuff, don't you see I'm on news around, don't you see I'm making money for you? And I had to learn, like, even in the midst of all of that, that's not my life. That's what I do, and I do it well, and I enjoy it, but that's not my life. And as soon as I kind of put that in perspective, man, it changed my whole paradigm and my approach to things. Like, I still work long hours, but I know why I'm working, and I know where it fits. It's not my God, it's what I do. It's a gift to share. So all these little aspects, man, kind of fast forward to now. So I feel like I was, in 2013, man, but in a different headspace. And so I'm ready, for the workload and for the focus. And yeah, it's working. Yeah, it's hard, man. But I'm having more fun, man, now than I think I've had in a long time. And, I didn't necessarily get the opportunity of the big two, but at the same time, being able to work with creators, man, that have so many fresh new ideas and concepts, man. And to me, it's like all the stories haven't been written, all the concepts haven't been done yet. We're still creating, man. As long as you have a mind and a will, you can make something unique, something fresh. And so, to me, man, I'm having a blast.
Keeping it in context is good.
Yeah.
But you said you didn't get to work with the big two. I am telling you, success-wise, right now, as of right this moment, you are just as successful, if not more successful, than at least half of the people who are producing monthly books for the big two already, right now.
I receive it, man.
Just on the basis of this one campaign.
And you're right, man. Like, and then that's kind of how I feel. Like you've had success, success, and then there's good success. Success, man, yeah, man, you're making it and you're doing all this, but you're miserable. It's like you hate every minute of it. You hate the industry. You're bored. You're frustrated. You're irritated. You go to these conventions, man, because you have to, and it's an obligation, man. And it's just like, oh my gosh. And then you find yourself snapping up. I mean, today on the morning show, I asked Ethan, I was like, why did he get involved with the whole Communist Gate thing, man? And, out of all the things he said, one of the things he said is like, I didn't like how I was reacting to the fans. Like I was this entourage superstar, and that, they couldn't relate, or I was untouchable. And like, that's, to me, man, like I think that's what a lot of that industry is missing, is that connection with the fan base, and like genuinely connecting to the fan base. I mean, half the fans wouldn't meet any of you guys unless they went to a convention. Here, now they can interact with you almost on a daily. just hop on the stream, chats, like, man, I get to talk to Mike Asimilian, he did da 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 da, and man, Art, T Bear, man, he did this, that, and the other, and John Malin,
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah, just imagine, from our generation's point of view, if the internet and all these things were available back then. What if we could have a conversation with our heroes for
Man,
like a super chat, $2.99, and they're definitely going to read it and definitely going to answer it.
Yeah,
I mean that would be such a huge service for us as up and coming artists. So what people have today, now specifically because of how Comicsgate has this interaction with people, it's blown the doors off for how fans can communicate with their their comic book
icons,
art heroes. I just wanted to say real quick, I wanted to name off some names on the backers in case they're here for brand. So we have a young Edwin Boyette, Fan Advocacy Network, Jason Bender, Bob Salt, Israel Garcia, Steve Dye, Gravy 314, and Darian Chayu. All these people are backers of brand over the last hour. So
much appreciated, guys. Thank you.
I think you just went up again too.
Awesome.
Oh, yep, good. And that is by Jaime Ramirez. So if you guys are in the chat, thank you all for backing brand.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Are you an introvert by nature, Kanan?
Yep.
What'd you call me?
I mean, it is. I mean, and it's I used to be like not okay with that, but I am now because I know when not to be.
Right.
But
is it getting any easier sharing some of yourself out here on YouTube and giving people a chance to get to know you?
It is. I mean, it's and that's the thing. When I guess in this arena, and and I've been on a few panels and stuff, and people have always said, I mean, Max Brooks, he's very, very outspoken and charismatic anyway. But when we were talking about Harlem Hellfighters and and Uber and stuff like that, they're like, man, you're like a natural, dude. Like it doesn't seem like you're nervous. And I was like, well, I'm not, because this is what I do. So it's like, when I have to be vocal and when I have to talk about what I do and when it's necessary, man, I mean, I know how to put that other stuff to the side and explain what I do and explain who I am. So, but I still, but I'm still allowed and able to keep that, that little bit of solitude, just for me, but I mean, you can't truly be a business person and stay completely an introvert. I mean, it's just not going to happen. Not if you want to truly like expand. You got to come out of your shell. And
especially if it's a creator-owned property like yours, you really have to be the voice. It doesn't exist without you. So
absolutely,
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so I'm learning all kind of stuff, man. Like, and Antonio was like, man, you need to get on social media, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. But I mean, but that's the beauty of it all. You can still regulate it, even in doing this book, man. I'm gonna be able to give people truly the best of me. You know what I mean? Like people have seen my stuff, but you ain't seen nothing yet. Like it's gonna be on. I told Antonio, I was like, man, it's gonna be on a whole nother level, man. Like this book is gonna make a statement to the quality that we can do as creators. For me personally, so.
Well, looking at some of the stuff that you've made recently compared to what you did in Uber, it seems like your art has kind of leveled up in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of that had to do with, basically starting to do a lot of the digital inking myself. Came out of frustration of just, I didn't like the way it looked when it was done, because it's like the inker didn't kind of understand my strokes and how I saw certain things. And so it was just like, well, let me try to do this myself. Let me try to learn. And ever since then, man, it's like And that's what people think I'm an inker. I was like, I'm really penciling. It's just I get the pencil with black and white. To them it looks like I'm this bomb inker, man. I was like, no, because if you've seen some of my pencils, it's the same thing. It's the same way. It's just it looks polished, and so yeah. So I mean, it changing my influences and really pushing myself to be better, like every time is the reason why. Yeah, I knew when I didn't know what I didn't know, and I knew when I needed to learn more and needed to push myself. And so, I have like folders of references of various artists that I gleaned from, some old, some new. Alan Davis, a friend of mine told Jack Kirby, even, all these guys I like on the daily keep kind of that folder open and, and study from and try to perfect and try to get better. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's working.
I'd like to say two things. Attica. There is an abuse of power going on here. Mike's power. Mike has put my moderator status into timeout. I am probably the first moderator that has ever been put into timeout.
Well, John, sometimes you always have to have firsts in their life.
He's probably conspiring with
John's
Tug.
in the chat, still campaigning to win tomorrow night.
See, you tell the whole story.
It's true.
He's so part of it.
I did it. I won't deny it. But also, Jaime Ramirez is in there. I did reply to you, Jaime, but it was censored by Mike. I said thank you, Jaime.
Jaime is in Love and Rockets, Jaime?
No, as in Jaime Ramirez, who backed Bran.
Oh, okay.
He was thanking me for mentioning him, but he'll never see my reply now because I was banned or put into.
For the whole world to see. He loves it even more.
That's funny.
Wait, here's what I want to know, though. And speaking of black and white, Art T. Bear,
Yes.
are you going to quit messing around and actually compete tomorrow night?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, he'll compete drawing black and white.
Right.
Hell yeah! I need to get paid. I need to get this
Well,
book done.
I bet if you actually, drew something tomorrow with a man of your talents, particularly if you actually left your screen on the entire time and didn't boomer it up, I imagine you would probably produce a syllable work.
You know what? That would be great, and I'm working towards it. But the arm I have right now does not reach over the board, so this is the best I'm going to be able to do until I get a rig. I'm looking into what is it called, a Joby? There's like a GoPro and like a SRL camera. I'm looking into stuff. One of these days.
He's killing me. Killing me.
What? What's that, Mike?
Killing me.
What
Killing
kind of,
me.
What kind of camera do you have? Oh, you're just using your phone, right?
The Logitech. No, it's a Logitech. It's freaking $50. Go get it at Target.
So
Okay,
he's not going to draw
Logitech.
for it.
No, I won't.
Logitech. But I have a computer in my room. Did you get a computer into your room yet?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you own a laptop?
I have this this iPad. That's like all I have, and then I have the computer downstairs.
You don't have
That's
a
right.
laptop?
No, my daughter has
Does
one.
Mandy-
I bought her one.
Well,
I don't
borrow
know what-
Mandy's freaking laptop.
Hey, wait a minute. You have to put some money in the swear jar now.
I said frickin'.
If sack is a cuss word on your show, then frickin'.
Hey, my rules, man.
Your rules, your show.
Right. Don't you
Art
forget
has
it.
a toaster oven. You're damn right I have a toaster oven, Hulk smash. Everybody should have a toaster oven.
Have y'all already determined what tomorrow's subject is, or are you going to wait to announce it till tomorrow?
I was actually going to ask that too, but I don't think we know it yet. I don't know.
Chat decides, don't they?
Mike knows, so he can prep.
The chat,
I got the layout sketched.
the chat decides, but last week the chat, we figured it out on Monday. but it was because the whole Captain Marvel thing was pretty hot as a topic. So
What's hot now? Transformers?
Pixel Trader.
Dude, we should do Transformers.
No, I'm not doing
No,
Transformers.
we
I'm
should
that's a
do
not.
lot of
next.
work.
Ah, come on.
No way. No.
It's a lot of reference.
Pixel.
Yeah, I was just dropping in with the jar. Somebody needs to pay up.
Nice.
I'll give Mike a quarter on his PayPal.
Hey.
No, the current
What are your thoughts
Batman.
on that? What are your thoughts on?
Current Batman, what? I'm sorry.
Losing you, Mike.
Everything went dead.
Did it? Is that my
Yeah.
fault? I think it's my fault.
I was going to say
Bumblebee.
At least I
the
have a
current
pin
Batman.
here.
The current Batman would not be a good topic for Drone and Quarter.
Oh,
Hey,
no.
Mike, can I say dork?
No.
Can we draw his dork?
Yes,
This is
you may
dork.
say dork.
Really?
Art.
Why are you trying to find creative ways?
That's all I'm doing right now. I have to entertain myself.
Hey, did you see the inked pages for Nuclear Family?
No.
No, I saw your layouts, the guy's layouts.
All right. Let me see if my potato will share its screen real quick.
Art's toaster oven versus Mike's potato.
No.
Though, you know what you got to do tomorrow, though, Mike? You got to take a picture of your drawing and then share that, I think.
No, hopefully by tomorrow night it will all be fixed.
Well, how is my camera in comparison to Mike's?
Mm-hmm.
When you show it, it's pretty clear.
All right, there you go. All right, I'm better.
All right, can you see it?
Oh, wow.
Can you see me now? Oh, I didn't lock it on my screen. I guess I have to keep talking.
That thing's killer, Mike.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
That
so
thing's gonna clean up.
it's page 1, page 2.
Oh.
It's
Oh,
here.
you did make her look younger. That's cool because I saw the layout and she was a little older looking.
Yeah. I told him, dude, she's 10.
Is she
She
the
looks
mass
10 now.
manipulator, or is that a different character?
Come again? Art? I
Is
mean,
she the mass manipulator, or is she a different character?
yeah, she's the mass manipulator,
That is amazing.
right? It's good stuff, huh?
Look at that motorcycle.
Who's gonna color this up for you, Mike?
Probably the same guy that's helping Art. Oh,
Nice.
and this is the third page.
Can he not be named, or
Mike can't say his name.
I
Can't
say
pronounce it. Is it like Paya?
Korea. I haven't given him
Pari.
the job yet. I'm gonna have him test out on a couple of these pages and see how he looks.
It's Portuguese.
Just do his tag name.
I don't want to dox our hired hands in case the freaking left-wing nuts go after them and try to tell them not to work with
Oh,
them.
I'm sorry then.
I'm not even telling you guys the name of this guy. So that's page 4.
And who did that again, Mike? Who drew that?
My artist.
Good man.
All right, so Mike, you've got some people here who have never heard the pitch for Nuclear Family before.
I don't think I've heard the family.
Okay, well, the Nuclear Family is basically The Incredibles meets Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The father, who you see here in the upper left-hand panel, in the first panel, is an inventor, sort of the wacky inventor, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or the dad in Gremlins. And he creates a sort of a camera that creates 3D sculpture or 3D photographs is how I phrase it. But what he doesn't quite realize is that he's using interdimensional powers to create these images. And one day, so he's total geek. He dresses them all up in their favorite Star Fleet. It's sort of like a takeoff of Star Trek costumes, and to take a family photo, and they get shunted off into this other dimension. and in that dimension, they acquire powers. So when they come back into this dimension, the father realizes that he can create multiples of himself, but each multiple takes on a dominant personality trait. So you'll have the anger or the fear, or in this case, logic. He's like, he's like all, freaking out because there's this giant garbage person about to eat this person, and he needs to figure out a solution to take down this huge, massive thing just with the powers of their characters. And so he pops out his logic clone. And the logic just sees past all of the emotion and figures out the best way to approach the thing. And then the mother, as you can see, has like psionic powers that allows her to like sort of, here in this panel here, sort of connect with garbage person and kind of still him for a time, but then she loses control here. And then the son sort of manipulates the electromagnetic spectrum and create like photons and whatnot. And then the daughter, as you all saw, is the powerhouse of the group. She's 10 years old, but she can manipulate mass. And so she can jump into the air, light as a feather, and then become, solid as freaking diamonds and smash through, things and stuff. So,
motorcycles that are thrown at her.
that is correct. But she can also manipulate the mass of things that she touches. So she can, when she touches the motorcycle, she can also change the mass of the entire thing, so it weighs like styrofoam, so it floats down to the ground. It doesn't harm anybody when it hits the ground. If she's well attuned to what she's doing.
Can she make black holes?
No, she cannot make black holes, or she wouldn't try. My son is always asking me questions.
But
That's what kids do.
Okay, Elijah, thank you. No way. Shut up. Always doing it on
Elijah, I'm gonna have to ask you to go to the next question for your father. You can super chat it, and that's how we're gonna have to work it.
Elijah was probably right. Like doing through here. Sweet.
So anyways, that is the first 4 pages. I had him do just this 4-page vignette so that I could get it ready for the next Indiegogo, which I'm going to do along with Lone Star 2 and possibly Six Gun Samurai. So I'm going to have 2 or 3 books all in the same Indiegogo so that people who want to buy all of them don't have to pay shipping for 3 separate
Gotcha.
books.
That is going to be interesting, Mike. I can't wait to see how that's going to work out. I mean, you could be pioneering a new system.
Well, if you can only do one Indiegogo every 3 or 4 months because of the length of time in between developing the books, marketing it, and then the actual shipping, then if you want to do a book a month, pile them up.
So they overlap eventually.
And also the time it takes you to promote one book, you're actually being able to promote 3 books.
Yep, absolutely.
I like that. I like that, and I hate you for that. You're a pioneer. I know, exactly.
Always thinking.
That's why we're on Mike's show.
Right. That's cool.
So where's Brand at? I haven't. I kind of got in my own world there for a minute.
It's moved. We got backers Eric Weathers, who's a letterer for Jawbreakers and Graveyard Shift.
Yes.
The lovely Obscure has backed. Scott Jordan has backed. George Karunas has backed. Crow Scorned and Anakin Keno Juak and Anonymous have all backed. And Anakin, special thank you to you for throwing in for 135.
That's
Thank
cool.
you, man. Appreciate it. Man, dude, this is crazy.
How many hours are we? 1 hour away? Where are we at?
An hour left.
It is
An hour left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My gosh, you guys, that's so amazing.
I know. I kind of feel like we have to stick it out.
Kanan, do you have any ideas in your head after you're done with Brand? Do you have any ideas kicking around in your head that you want to manifest into reality or manifest into a comic book?
I have a lot of them, man. Just I was telling I think John earlier, or somebody, it may have been Antonio, but that file system called Evernote, I put like all my ideas and stuff in there, and dude, I've been mulling around like so many different stories that I think would be kind of cool to just kind of take from paper, words on the paper, man, to reality. Vampire tales, fantasy, sci-fi stuff, psychological thrillers. I got one. He's basically he is. I can tell you. He's basically he starts off as a serial killer. And he's pretty vile. And you know how when serial killers kind of get tired of that lifestyle, they try to do things eventually to get caught. And so something happens. I'm paraphrasing. Something happens where he ends up, he's known as being this, serial killer. He's known in the news and everything. And something happens where his persona has changed. Like he gets these abilities, and then all of a sudden he becomes a hero. But his face has changed, so nobody knows how he used to look. And so the whole thing is like, what if people knew who I really was? Would they still consider me a hero? And so he's battling this dichotomy of I'm telling people I'm honest and that I'm true, but nobody knows the things that I've done. And so he's like, he's always on the teetering edge of telling people the truth as opposed to keeping up this persona of this untouchable, righteous individual. But in actuality, man, he's got a body count that he's got to take account for. So that's kind of an idea.
Night Stalker.
What's the Night Stalker?
Oh, you don't remember the Night Stalker? In the 70s and the early 80s, there was this guy that went around up and down California murdering people. And then it just kind of stopped in like the mid 80s. It's just stopped, and it became this crazy cold case. But thanks to like 23andMe and Ancestry.com and all those things, they had DNA from the Night Stalker, from one of his crimes.
Oh,
and
wow.
they tracked this dude down last year.
Last year?
And he's been a cop for like the last 30 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wasn't one of the early profiles on him, they did nail that he was probably a cop?
Really?
I think I saw some documentary on it, yeah. So somebody actually in the day hypothesized that he was a cop, yeah.
Wow.
Like that would be one of the personas he took.
That under.
That's crazy. Yeah, so I mean, it is kind of he's like that. He would basically become like this Superman-esque character, But then, like I said, he's got this dark past that he wants to keep under wraps, and I always picture one day he just can't deal with it anymore. And he tells people who he is, and so it's like, but they still love him as a hero. He's helped so many, but then when the families figure out it's the same guy. It's like it's the split down the middle, like, oh my gosh, this is our Superman, but at the same time, he's this evil person that, he's like, I'm not the same. So yeah, that's an idea.
And again, Keno Ujwak is in the chat, by the way. We have another anonymous. We also have Pixel Trader, Brand CSX, Robson Azevedo, Theo Malvado, and Hydrogen One have all backed Brand.
Oh man, it's
yeah, you're still going up.
Yeah, I was looking at it. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Comic Book Bob says that wasn't Ramirez. That was the Golden State Killer.
Yeah, Ramirez was the Night Stalker, right?
But they were trying to. They blamed. I remember when they mentioned the thing last year that Night Stalker. Some of the Night Stalker murders were mentioned in it. Yeah, I remember the Ramirez dude.
Ramirez was the one guy that they fingered him on the street, and then Good Samaritans held him until the cops got there. Right? They pummeled the guy in the street until the cops got there.
I don't know. You were old enough to remember that, Art.
He broke into my neighborhood when I lived in.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, like 2 apartments down. That guy was scaring the crap out of everybody.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, crazy though, man. Like life is stranger than fiction, man. That's like really true. Like it's like you can't write this stuff. It's like this is like folks' life, and we're like, geez, like this happened. Wow. So.
I have some fan letters in the chat. Bootsy1 says John Malin quit half-assing Drawn and Quartered. Zach Hawkins, John Malin doesn't lose Drawn and Quartered competitions. He just lulls the competitors into a false sense of security so he can come back strong in a later episode. That's right.
Oh, that's your plan?
Is that what it is?
Very well.
Rope-a-dope. It's all rope-a-dope. I'm waiting for the money to come down, and when there's money on the table, that's when I win, guys.
Django Manco. Yeah. He says the Night Stalker was Richard Ramirez.
Yes.
You were thinking of the Golden State Killer, Mike. And the Golden State Killer was a Navy veteran and was a former police officer.
Yeah, I just don't remember why they. I just remember they kept mentioning the Night Stalker when they were doing the reports. So you got me. You got me.
Like,
wait, are you saying I have to delete all that information you just put in my brain, Mike? Come on. That's going to trip me up for like the next 20 years.
All right, so Malin, I do have a piece of strategical advice for you on tomorrow evening's competition. That 10 minutes that you gave up to the dollar menu was
oh yeah, those the tacos.
The tacos, yeah.
They were worth it. No regrets.
Tacos cost you the game, man. My camera and your tacos.
No regrets. I'm gonna trust my politician skills to bring the people in this time and get them on my side. I've been working hard.
Like Ruth will be your number one. She'll be your cheerleader.
Ruth did not do me many favors last time. I gave her sincerity.
Right under the bus with Ruth.
Yeah, I gave her sincerity, and I think she voted for someone else.
I think Ruth now is forming a hater club.
Wow.
That's all right. That's all right. Ruth, you can redeem yourself this time.
Our beautiful audience. Chat is probably not the place to have fisticuffs. If there's some particular personal matter that needs to be worked out.
Is there an actual thing going on?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think it's going to be nice and mellow.
We're gonna have some virtual fisticuffs.
Some virtual fighting.
Yeah, I dislike that.
Who's the sixth guy in the stream? Pixel Trader, who be you?
Pixel Trader.
There we go. Sorry, my mic wasn't working at first. How you guys doing? Yeah,
man, how you doing?
What's up, brother?
Good. Yeah, well, I saw the link pop up, and I'm like, wow, Mike sent me a link. All right, well, I'll sneak in when nobody's paying attention.
Well, I sent you the link because I thought you might have something to say about the topic.
A little bit. What's funny is I actually got in at the worst possible time. And it burned me a little bit, but not too much.
Is that when I was using the sack word?
Well, specifically, I was talking about Bitcoin, but yeah,
Did you get Bitcoin or did you get lettuce coin? Which one did you go with?
I should have invested in lettuce coin. I probably would have made more money.
Sack coin.
Yeah, sack coin. Well, there.
Sack coin.
All right, here we go. In the jar. We're good.
The coin jar is a super chat to Mike.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. A swear jar, $1 super chats. We would really get the worst half of that though, not the chat necessarily.
And so Pixel Trader is also the administrator for the Indicron site, which is invaluable. Pixel Trader, you need to make a comic coin. You need to make a blockchain crypto comic currency.
Oh, I already have a white paper for that. Pixel, if you want to take a look at it, I don't know. You're a programmer, right?
Yeah, I am. We could talk.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. Yeah. One thing I was going to bring up tonight, since I'm here. So I know you've got Drawn and Quartered happening tomorrow. I'm going to host a fan edition of it following your show, and so we've got a couple artists that are varying skill level that want to participate with you guys, but don't want to get their butts kicked. So we decided we were going to come together and give it a shot ourselves. So right after your show ends, we're going to try it out on my channel.
Can I be part of that one? I think I can win.
I actually saw some of the, I think some of the fans posted like some stuff, man. It's really good.
Well, then I take it back.
Well, I know we've got at least one guy that might be using MS Paint, and we're gonna. I don't know. We'll see. One of the guys from Asami, Children of Rusu, he's gonna pop in and do some work.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna contribute, and then there's a few other guys that are fairly new that don't have the polished skills, but we're trying to encourage the whole community to come together and just have fun. So we're gonna give it a shot.
Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah,
And you're in San Diego, aren't you?
Yep. About I'm in Tierra Santa area.
Cool.
Does it happen right after the Drawn and Quartered?
Yeah, we're actually going to be watching the show and then hop on. We're going to use the same topic and everything. So the only difference between the way that you guys do it and the way we're going to do it, we'll have 1 hour kind of a head start where we can do our mock-ups and stuff because we're slower. So we're going to work on our...
I definitely want to be part of yours then.
we're going to
I
rough in
work
our
like
stuff.
a snail.
Yeah, I'm really slow too, but we're going to kind of rough our stuff in, kind of figure out how we want to do the layouts. But as soon as the camera turns on live, we have to redraw everything.
Gotcha.
And so I have linked Pixel Trader's YouTube site in the chat if anybody wants to subscribe to that for after Drawn and Quartered.
Jay Sim, I think, is implying that I should go over there because he says, John, I think it's your chance. I'm watching you, Jay.
Poor John. Your ego's getting crushed.
Brand is still on the move. Let me hit refresh one more time.
How's Lone Star doing?
Oh, let me pull
The
that
Heart
up.
of the Hero?
Yeah.
Yeah, Antonio
still
did just go up. He's 43,876.
Oh, well.
Yes.
Yeah, so Brand has new backers. Bar Harbor ME, is that Maine? James Quintero, Anonymous with 135. Charles McCrae, and another Anonymous. So you have 1,465 backers and $43,876.
Moving on up.
Thank you very much, guys.
What is that $135 tier?
Yeah, what are they getting at 135? Anyone know?
Oh wait, hold on. I got a $5 super chat.
It's probably 125.
Hold on, John. Hold on. John Dillard, Gaming the System, $5. I got no invite, and I'm the official #1 fan artist of Comicsgate. So leave it, suckers. I assume he'll be in yours tomorrow night, right, Pixel?
We got a full house tomorrow night, but maybe at the next one.
Ooh.
It's crazy, huh? I mean, we're full up here. 10. It's like I want to invite
Is
other
that how many
people.
we had? 10?
Yeah, we were 10 up.
Wow.
I mean, at least in spaces last week.
Actually, we might have room for one more. We could maybe fit John in. Hit me up on Twitter. It's at Pixel Trader.
All right. I will.
Was one of the questions of what brand was at 125?
I think it's a sketch cover and something
Yeah,
else,
it's the
correct?
sketch cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, Keenan White sketch cover.
Look at Art doing your work for you. You've got the Art T Bear doing your work for you.
Mhm. So,
I appreciate it.
Lone Star Heart of the Hero has had some bids. Anonymous, and George Sarantopoulos over the last 3 hours. So, if anyone has it back, Brand Heart of the Hero. Please
Brand
do.
Art. What?
Or I'm sorry,
Lone Star.
Lone Star Heart of the Hero.
Yes.
See what happens when you put too much on my shoulders, Mike? I fall apart.
I know. Sorry, John.
Yeah. Lone Star, Heart of the Hero. It's currently sitting at $92,221 and 1,935 backers. So,
Wow.
Nice.
yeah, 65 backers from 2,000.
Congrats,
Yeah.
Mike. That's really neat.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
I did post out today. I'm already over 2,000 individual transactions. But you know, those are people who backed out and came back in, backed out, came back in. So.
And,
And I'm almost at 3,000 subs. If anybody here hasn't subbed yet, please do. I'm like 30 away from 3,000 subs.
Awesome.
Sub.
Mike, are you ready for the call out of the Lone Star Squadron? I've had
I
a couple-
never am. Go ahead.
I never am.
All right. So if you haven't been here while I've done this, this is about to get very loud. Take out your headphones, turn your volume all the way down. I'm not kidding. I'll give you a 5-second warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lone Star Squadron! Ho!
I was kind
Ouch.
of hoping that Edwin was going to say Brand.
I was hoping he was going to say black and white.
Black and White
Grand
is
Star.
sitting at
Grand Star, Heart of the Graveyard.
It's awesome.
Black and White Remastered is sitting at $17,247 by 309 backers. There's 19 days left. So everyone be sure to hop in there
Nice.
and
Thank you.
support our friend Art.
Is that
Art,
crazy, Art?
32 minutes ago, you had Robert Grosvenor donate $217.
Yeah.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you so much.
Art, does it feel weird? You're only a week and a half into this. Does it feel like you've been in it forever?
It already does, yes. God, a couple days ago, I just had, it's not like a major meltdown, but just like one of those things where like you're just like, what the hell's going on? Like I didn't know if it was day or night. I didn't. My family's a stranger. I'm like, they're looking at me weird. Like, who's that guy? You know?
Do I know you?
I don't know if this
Oh,
is
he
healthy
lives
for
here.
you, Art.
Yeah, I don't either. We'll find out, huh?
Yeah, I mean, at your age.
I know. My heart's always just like flopping all. It's going crazy. Check my pulse right now.
So, Art, how did you get in it, man? Like, what was your break-in?
In the comics industry or into Comics Gate?
Comics.
I was studying illustration. I was going to school, and I was going into LA all the time, and I was getting some work, but not continuous work. For the amount of clients you have to meet with, and the amount of footwork that you have to do in Hollywood and LA, and I lived LA proper, but it was still about an hour and a half to drive into LA, and then an hour and a half back. So
Like 12 miles.
yeah, it was really time consuming. Yeah, the freeway is
Yeah.
and so I was going to school, and one of my teachers knew Jim Valentino. And so he said something about like, you know, I know a guy that does comics. You might want to talk to him. So he gave me his number. I talked to Jim. Jim was doing animation, like storyboards and stuff in Hollywood. And so he was finishing up Normal Man. And so he needed somebody to help out on that. And then we went right into Myth Adventures, where I art assisted him and inked him. and that was Wendy and Richard Pinney's company, Apple Comics. They're the ElfQuest people.
Yeah.
And so it just started paying my bills. I mean, I read comics when I was a kid, and then about 12 to 15, I kind of discovered women and cars and rock and roll. So I kind of went into that direction, and I still drew a little bit, but not as much. And I was playing music at the time, so my interests were changing. And so, but when I got back, working with Jim and got reintroduced to comic books, I was, it was like a love rekindled. And so I just went crazy and just I just bought every comic I could, trying to get back into it. And it was pretty cool at the time.
Awesome.
And yeah. And so, it started paying my bills, so the illustration stuff started becoming harder and harder, and then the comic book stuff was easier and easier. So I would say I kind of fell into it, and then when I was doing the independent stuff with Jim, you guys have probably all worked in independence. Sometimes you get it up front against royalties, like a back end.
Right.
And so what was swear jar, put it in the swear jar. Yeah, I already got blasted for the finger thing. Whoa. I did it again. And so yeah, I can't
Art,
stop.
did you just
I'm a
say you got
punishing.
finger blasted?
I heard
Yes,
that too.
I did. But it wasn't the context that you think. So
What the heck just happened?
I don't know. I get talking and just stuff comes out, man. It wasn't the context. All right, Mike. I'm PayPaling you a quarter. Okay, Edwin's killing. He's dying over there. And your kid just walked off with your chips. Mike, I saw him. He had a bag of Cheetos or something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Snitches get stitches.
yeah.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I ratted out your kid. So I stopped getting my back end payments from Apple Comics. And so then the next thing I know, I'm putting portfolios together for Marvel and DC, and started shopping stuff around because I figured at least Marvel and DC, they would pay me and they'd pay me on time. So
Right.
that's my story.
Did Edwin survive the story?
Look at Mike's not even laughing. He's just look at Edwin's crying.
Art, I've heard that story like 3 times.
Yeah, but you didn't hear it with all the puns and
Innuendo.
the innuendos. Yeah.
Oh man.
The back end deals. You got to watch out for those. They'll sneak up on you.
With that said, Johannes Almbert has backed Graveyard Shift, David Correa, Sean Brewer, and my new personal favorite, Malin Militia, for $110.
Ooh, I like
Malin
that.
Militia, backing legit, people.
That's awesome.
Wait, backing Graveyard Shift?
What?
It's your book.
Yeah. I'm promoting everybody. Your fault. I was keeping it simple, but then you expanded it, so now I'm just.
I just got blasted in the chat. It says Art got back-ended.
Oh, no.
Brand has crossed $44,000.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
45. 45.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that'd be great if we could get 45 guys. That'd be awesome. We are down to less than an hour. It says an hour left on mine, so I don't know. But Javier Garcia, anonymous, James Woods of all people, Project RX, and Rob Belgrave were your last backers. So thank you all.
Guys.
The James Woods?
The one and only.
No, actually, it was James Wood.
Oh.
That's crazy. It was.
Still cool.
All right, that's the last update I'm going to give for a while, guys.
I'm afraid to say anything now. I don't know what'll come out of my mouth.
See, that's great because normally these jokes wouldn't even get a chuckle, but because we all know Mike has rules, it's funnier.
Yeah.
See?
Just adds
It's
to it.
funner to play in a sandbox that has rules.
Yep. It forces us to be creative.
That's correct.
With our back end deals.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see your back end deals, Art. You keep your back end deals private.
To yourself.
To the back.
To the
Kanan,
back.
Yes, sir. Yes.
you're drawing Lone Star, isn't that right?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Have you noticed that, Mike?
No.
Mike, not even paying attention to anything going on.
Hey, you know his old character.
I'm drawing Lone Star. Oh, nice.
It's a Lone Star, Cyber Frog, and Brand, or David Craven.
There you go. You sure this looks like Aquaman over here?
No, it's David. It's-
Nice.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Great, man. Cool. I can launch another cover. How many covers do you have?
For real, technically only just the one that you see on the site, and then the one that's going to be done by the other artist. Got other cover ideas, just got to get them out.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, Kanan, like
Yes.
in your stretch goal, it says 40,000 brand drawn Craven variant cover. So are you giving that away, or is that just unlocking the cover to be bought?
Yes, the
Okay.
latter. Yeah, it's
Okay.
that's the one that if you've seen on the updates, the other artist, that's the one that he's actually going to be drawing. This was actually the layout for it. I'm doing the layout for him, and then he's actually going to do the art.
Is that
Yeah.
Mason? Is that Thomas Mason? Who did that?
Which we told this.
The one that looks like Craven. Isn't that?
Oh yeah, I think that yeah. That was actually pinup art that Antonio had done well before he was putting together the campaign. This was just he wanted a Craven tribute. So yeah,
Tom Mason from Malibu?
Thomas Mason, the colorist, right? That he also pencils.
Yeah, didn't he
think
work
so,
in
yeah.
Malibu back in the day?
I don't know. He colors a lot of my stuff, and he hates Comicsgate. Now he hates me. So
Mason Afterlark, I guess that's his name.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think he's after Lark the artist. So it's like a tribute to like a Spider-Man Craven cover, right?
yeah.
I don't know what's going on in the chat, but I guess people are giving Sketch Therapy a hard time about something. He asked if we would ask them to please stop. Guys, yeah, just whatever Sketch may or may not have said, just let it go. Let's enjoy the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Please,
have fun.
no drama.
Please and thank you, everyone involved.
This is Brand's night.
This is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
layout for the cover.
Yeah,
she's
let's have a good time. If somebody needs help with something, feel free to DM me on Twitter. And I understand we're all passionate people, right?
right.
And that drives us to strive, to create, to love, to fight. But you have to balance that passion with compassion. And we are strong enough. We are strong enough to be able to tolerate, right? To
Yeah.
be able to tolerate a lot of different opinions, perspectives, personalities. Right? And I'm 45 years old now, and through intimidation or yelling or attacking somebody, I've made somebody want to be quiet, to appease me, or made people want to get away from me. But I can't really think of a single time that I've ever changed somebody's heart by hounding and pounding and attacking at them. Right? Yeah, so some of the stuff, if you want to resolve, right? If you want to resolve, you have to be willing to de-escalate. You have to be willing to take a breath and push a reset button. A lot of this stuff is always really hard to sort out in text messages, particularly in like a live forum like a chat, because everybody wants to stand their ground, right? Nobody wants to give way. Nobody wants to be embarrassed. Nobody ever wants to, acknowledge, hey, I had a part in this. And then sometimes we have to. This is why I don't like some of the stuff, like what is it? You never apologize to SJWs. I'm a 45-year-old man. I apologize almost weekly, if not daily. Right? This is real life. Real life, you give offense to people, you make mistakes, and you have to own up to these things. Or you can stand your ground, and you can be the last person yelling all by yourself, which is no victory whatsoever. Right? Ideally, we want to have this community where people can make mistakes, right, learn from it, and still be part of the community. Because we want to continue to grow. We want more people to come in, and we want this to be a better alternative for people. And so these real extreme stances where you have to agree with me 100%, and you have to get everything right, and we have to hammer this out right now. This is not how the real world works. Not really. Not really. People solve stuff over time, and most stuff that is made better is done from a position of goodwill and patience. And so if you want things to be better, you must be willing to embrace goodwill and patience with people, right? Charity starts with the heart. That's all.
Good, man.
Truth. Just smart. Is it time? No, we already did the time. Don't make him do it again. I also got my designs in for the Lone Star Squadron dog tags. I don't know if you saw that either. Edwin, have you have not been paying attention to my Twitter, young man.
What is
Oh, we have it was for the people who supported during the first initial 30-day campaign. They got Lone Star Squadron dog tags.
nice?
And they are the Lone Star Squadron 1st Brigade, and they will be getting like goodies and stuff over the years because they were the very first people to support the Blacklist universe.
That's awesome.
Mike, are any of the are those pages for the nuclear family, or enough of those going to be done where you can put them in as a teaser in with Lone Star, or is that
that's
is
just
that
a little
not?
4-page vignette, so that's I can get those colored up and add those to the back of it.
Oh, that'd be. I think if people have a chance to hold that in their hands, that would absolutely make those people more likely to double down when that stuff is ready to go. But you're talking about doing Lone Star #2, Nuclear Family, and possibly 6-Gun Samurai all in the same offering.
Yeah,
That's cool.
As separate books or as a graphic novel.
a separate book.
Nice.
Yeah, no anthologies. Not because I don't like anthologies, just because I like separate books. So yeah,
Yes, everyone just
before I say anything about it, I need to make sure that I have all my files for 6-Gun Samurai. I have an exterior drive, but I need to make sure it hasn't gotten corrupted or anything like that. Tommy Sarkinen asking, what is 6-Gun Samurai? 6-Gun Samurai is about, I have to pitch all my books. It's about a boy in the late 1800s who grew up without a father, with his mother, a sharpshooter in a Wild West show. And his father figure was a Ronin samurai who had to escape Japan. He was working as like the animal caretaker at the Wild West show as sort of a penance for his leaving his shogun. And so he learns sharpshooting from his mother. He learns bushido and swordplay from his stand-in father. And when his mother is mortally wounded on her deathbed, she tells him that his father is still alive and that she wants him to go to him. And so that's how the story begins, and it's his trek, his journey across the country to go find his father. That Six Gun Samurai. It's about people. Anything else? How much time we got left?
38 minutes left, man.
38 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, reading through Six Gun Samurai was fun though. It was. I still would like to see you update it. I don't know if there's time. I know it's already done, and that's part of the appeal there. But yeah, it would be.
Update it to in what sense?
Maybe like an art refresh would be interesting to see.
A remastering, maybe?
It's an entire graphic novel. I wouldn't have.
I know. I didn't say it was a reasonable request.
Not a reasonable request. Plus, if that does make enough money, I want to take the money from that one to do the second story, which does actually tie in to the Blacklist universe and Lone Star in particular.
Awesome.
Now, all right. So if it comes out like this, we get Six Gun Samurai, we get Lone Star #2, and we get Nuclear Family.
Yeah.
What would be in the third? What would be in the third quarter or the third offering?
So many questions.
I haven't decided yet. I mean, I one step at a time. I've got so much stuff I want to do, but I want to make sure if I can get these. Well, definitely Godsword. I definitely want to get Godsword going. It's almost half written already. Ben's been working on that. I haven't seen anything from Paolo yet, so I'm gonna have to. Yeah, so therefore I don't want to set that up as my next one because if Paolo can't like hit the ground running on it, because I want these books to be able to be done all at the same time so that I can ship them all out together, right? My artist on Nuclear Family seems like he can do a fairly decent clip. Paolo, I need to talk to him some more. So yeah, please stop adding sketch, okay? Just guys, relax in the chat.
How are they doing?
Listen to our dulcet tones. So yeah, I want to be able to make sure that I have everything so that I can ship at the same time. So that means Godsword has to wait until round 3 or round 4. I hope not, but then that's what it is. I don't want to rush it. I want to make sure everything comes out, you know.
All right,
Awesome.
so this is probably a question for several of you, and this comes from Razdock, and he wants to know, could you ask if he has the luxury of a longer campaign on the next one, or if it'll be another single-month campaign?
We will see. You guys want a 2-month campaign? I mean, that seems like it's like a lot of time. How about
It's 3 books, though.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of longer campaigns, only in that I think regular order time for comics is 3 months, right?
You mean the way it's solicited in the catalogs and stuff?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that would be interesting, but I also I mean the campaign gives it a sense of urgency more so than a
Right.
page. In a book
And then
of
the
a
store's staying open, right? I mean, you can get another month or so out of it that way.
Mhm.
Well, what you can do, which I didn't do, is you set it for 30 days, and then when you're at the end of your 30th day, or 20, is it 30 days? Then you go in, because when you're at the 30 days, it's not just the people who've been following you, it's the people on Indiegogo who see. That's why you're getting a lot of these last minute sales, is because it's Indiegogo puts it at the front of stuff, because it's like, oh, this one's ending today, right? So then if you like extend, like towards the end of your last 30 day, you get the benefit of basically having 2 last days. So I didn't do that. But I've still done over like 20,000 over the course of since the campaign ended.
You're doing quite well. So Mike, you didn't start your store when you went into it originally, right? Because you said you were just going to do the 30 days and then that was going to be it, right?
No. I had always intended it to go into a store until I was ready to go to print.
Oh, okay. I thought at some point
I just thought I was going to be ready to go to print earlier than this.
Oh, okay.
But you know, it's safe. And then like when I came in after the campaign was over, and I offered another cover, dude, that bumped me up like $5,000 just on that one cover. So that's why I was asking you how many covers you had.
Let's see. Chili Peen wants to know what would be some bands or music playlists that would go well when reading Lone Star. Probably Californication.
That's your favorite song. That thing kicks butt.
I would say Johnny Cash.
Which one?
Yeah. Which album?
Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire. A Boy Named Sue, I guess.
Yeah.
How do you do?
My name's Sue.
And the blood, what was it? The blood, the gut, and the beer, or what was the thing? The line in that, the blood, the guts, and the beer, in that Boy Named Sue song. God, I can't remember that line.
Hold on, I have it on my phone.
Kanan, I'd really be interested to see you one time take one of these drawings and give it a Frank Miller high contrast.
Oh yeah, solid black. Yeah.
Yeah, because you do really good with your spot blacks on there, and you're used to blacks overall.
Thank you, man.
I was looking at this from a distance in the thumbnail, and all I saw was the heavy blacks. And for a second, I looked at it and I thought, wow, that's like some next level Frank Miller.
Like Sin City and beyond.
I actually wouldn't mind messing with that style a little bit either. I mean, I like the contrast. Actually, even not even emphasizing the line, but just using the black space. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like what negative space kind of define the shape.
Yeah,
got a lot of hatching.
Yeah, if you knock that outline out of your drawing and then bop those shapes out with blacks in the background or something like Miller.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that would be crazy looking.
Well, I have to do that, man.
I mean, it looks good as is. I'm just saying, if you tried that sometime, I'd really love to see that. So,
thank you, son.
Mm-hmm.
It's the blood, the mud, and the beer.
That's it. The mud. Okay. The blood, the mud, and the beer. I don't know where they're fighting. I mean, there's mud. I guess the barroom floor has mud for a floor.
And I dig what you're doing. It almost makes me like willing to work digitally, because what you're doing would be so incredibly tedious in ink.
Yeah.
But going into blacks and bringing whites out digitally is so much easier.
It pops, man. I mean, I said you got shortcuts and things like that, but it's almost like having a constant like what's it called?
You're adding and subtracting.
Like,
yeah, you're adding and subtracting. Adding and subtracting. It's.
Yep.
I dig it. I hate
Try it, man.
I hate working digitally.
Try it. Experiment. If you don't like it, I mean, you're gonna lose anything. You know what I mean? It's just. I think it's cool.
You do your rough outs digitally.
Yeah, I do, but no, what he's doing when you're like putting in large areas of black, you're creating like shadow and shape, and then, but I'm so detail. I'm about the detail, right? So it's like I don't want to go in there and lose. It's a lot easier. The way he's doing it, it's a lot easier to think in form, right? Because you can think, you can drop these huge black shapes in there, and then just sort of it's almost like sculpting with white, right? So you're just going in and you're cutting away to give texture and folds and anatomy, whatever it is you want to do as far as details are. So it's like you're adding, it's almost like more like painting, I guess, would be than when you're illustrating and you're doing all that stuff. Oh my gosh, you're like meticulously getting in there and trying to fill in blacks between those. You know what I'm talking about? The art. It's like
your stuff's more open, Mike. You don't throw a lot of solid blacks in there.
I don't want to do that.
I know. But I like that linear style. I like your more open style. I like both. I like heavy blacks, the dramatic like Kanan, and then I like the more open style, the rendered style like yours. I like both those styles, and I play with both of them all the time.
I think it's fun to have a kind of a mix of them actually, man. Because I mean, after a while, I mean, it just is good to change it up. But I'm just. It's kind of like a mixture of. I think one of the books that really influenced me was Mike Miller. Mike, not Mike Miller.
Oh, thank you.
Shoot, he did The Stand. Mike Perkins, The Stand comic series that he did. And like that book was like. I was like, dude, the way he was using his blacks and stuff, that was kind of what I was wanting to achieve. So, I mean, if it's what you're trying to go for, man, I mean, by all means, but if it ain't broke, man, just keep rolling with what you're doing.
Well, your style is not broke. It's pretty darn amazing.
That was the fun thing. That was the fun thing last week, watching the different ways you guys build up drawings. Well, watching everyone except Mr. The Bear.
Yeah.
But like watching Mitch build up stuff, because he draws a couple of geometric primitives and then he kind of builds it up like a painting almost. And
yeah. Who did the Green Lantern?
Hold on, John Dillard Gaming System again for $2. An old salon on a street of mud.
Is that a lyric?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who are the contestants for tomorrow? Who's already confirmed?
I think pretty much everyone from last week, right?
I think so.
Can't remember. I might have asked somebody else if they wanted to come. I don't remember who it is now, though.
That 2 hours went by super fast, didn't it?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. It's like 25 minutes left.
Yeah, I got a ton of black and white stuff done in that amount of time. It was awesome.
Sure it was.
Try to invite Dan Panosian. Art, are you gonna try to get Dan in there?
Dan's father lettered the first issue of Black and White.
Really?
Ed Panosian, yeah.
How about that? I was tussling with Dan Panosian today, but if he came onto the show, I would treat him like a gentleman and a scholar.
I got to talk to him a little bit, but it was just briefly. It was it kind of came to again that conclusion, man. Agree to disagree, like move on.
Yeah.
I muted him last week.
Does he come on your show? Does he talk to you, Mike, or is this all through Twitter?
All through Twitter.
Oh, okay.
No, I would love to have Dan on because in person, he's not so easily tweaked.
You mean upset?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just a freaking dog with a bone on Twitter, and it's like, dude, let it go. What are you trying to prove exactly?
Well, in a way, I think some of it I may not agree with his perspectives, but I think he's being loyal to his friends, which is not the worst thing in the world.
Right.
It's just I happen to want to see some of his friends fail. That's all.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to see them fail. I want to see them adjust their attitudes. Talking about Marvel Comics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lone Star Heart of the Hero has a new backer, as Ada. Supported the book, $33.
Nice. Thank you.
Awesome. Lone Star.
When did you cross 90,000, Mike?
90,000?
He passed it. You're at Lone Star's at 92,000.
Yeah, but when did you cross? I'm trying to remember.
I think on Ethan's stream.
Yeah, it was.
Was it? Yeah. It's like last week.
Was that the one with Smugless?
I think it was because he came in after.
Yeah, it was. So that was
Smugless Doug.
it was that.
It was amazing.
Cecil is funny.
Hey, Mike, if you would have stayed on that thread, I bet you would have done 100,000.
No way.
I think you would have.
Love
You were
it.
heating up.
Love it. My people.
My people. Let's spread the cheddar.
Love it. Love it.
Spread the cheddar. The cheddar.
My people.
Oh, Smugless. Yeah, that was fantastic.
There's 22 minutes left in Brand. It's at 44,193. The last couple of backers, I believe we mentioned Rob Belgrave, Chase Liam Atalo, and Jake Hampton. Thank you guys for supporting the program.
Let's get it at 45 before the night's over.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What were we at again?
It's
Brand is-
44,193, so we need at least a little over $800.
Yeah, it'll be tough, but might be able to do it.
We can do it.
Come on, guys.
We need 6 of you to buy the $125 one.
Yep.
That's all we need. Come on now.
Come on.
You have not backed it yet. Then
And
get on.
if you would be so kind, everyone that's watching, we have 252 viewers right now. Even if you can't afford to back any of these projects, we would appreciate you to hit the like button on here. That helps Mike, his analytics get out there, so more people are drawn to this channel. Hitting like is free. It does not cost anything. And if you haven't, please subscribe and ring the bell for notifications.
Yeah, and go check out John's Graveyard Shift. It's a great looking book. It's nothing short of amazing. I like the concept, and the art is pretty amazing. John, you did a good job.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Even if John did draw it.
Yeah, even if
And
it's
it
just
wasn't live on Mike's show.
Yeah, even if I am just a 6th place artist here, don't worry. I'm gonna shake some palms and I'm gonna get that championship belt.
Did you get to 6?
Oh, I don't know what it was.
Well,
Oh hell no! Are you saying I might have been 7th? Rotten.
It's all about the love, baby. It's all about the love.
We should we should draw Smugfoot Willie because my people would love it. Just love it.
My people. Gotta share the cheddar. My people.
Well, Edwin, did you hear him when he was? Does Edwin know the brown and red story?
Oh no.
Okay, I'm not going to tell.
Do I want to know the brown and red story?
There was a lot of black and white talk, and then there was what's Elliot's book is black and red, and then Doug said something about brown and red.
Yeah, his book would be brown and red.
And
he doesn't stop wiping till he bleeds.
He doesn't wash his hands or brush his teeth, but he's.
Or stop wiping till he bleeds.
Well, that's the only place I guess he cares about cleanliness.
So brown
Somebody-
and red. Brown
Yeah,
and
so
red,
that's-
like his house colors.
Love it. Love it.
Love it.
Dirt-
I think Doug was just
Dirt,
feeling left
Dirtfoot
out.
Jim. Dirtfoot Jim.
Dirtfoot
Love
Jim.
it.
My poople. My poople.
My purple.
Oh, no.
People are still giving me a hard time. They're saying I'm losing on Mike's drawn and quartered because of my comments towards Jimi Hendrix.
There you go.
Oh, that is a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
That was hurtful. Very hurtful, John.
Well, you
Yeah,
stand
maybe
up.
it's
You
true
stand
that,
up next to a Malin and
yeah.
chomp him down with the side of your hand.
You know,
Now you don't even have to make 800. And,
it
go
sucks when a harsh truth crushes your hero.
Oh man,
John.
isn't Gary Shipman launching like an art book soon?
yes.
Yeah, I have to. I'm so busy. He keeps asking me to check out his Indiegogo, and I haven't gotten around to it yet. So
Okay, but it's not live yet,
I'm
right?
going to do that tomorrow. I don't know. I hope not. Well,
I hope not. Yeah, he sent me a little packet for me to look over, and I haven't had a chance yet. I think he just sent it tonight, though.
Nuclear Sandwich is in here, and he was also a backer. I saw his name, and now that I just saw it in here as well, I'll be sure to mention him. He was a backer for Brand early on this night.
Oh, very nice.
It's at 44267 right now.
442.
Let's see. Nuclear Sandwich said tonight in about 10 days. Yeah, maybe we can hit him up about that. So but we should. I like Gary so much. He is so self-spoken, though, sometimes.
Yeah.
We need to, when he gets ready to launch, we need to bring him in here and, let him draw and talk some. Draw him out.
Yeah.
I like drawing. I like drawing Gary out.
Yeah, he's a very, very good guy. I like him. He's a buddy. My buddy. My buddy.
Love it.
60
Love
minutes
it.
left.
Love
Come
it.
on, Brand.
60.
Somebody wrote 16.
Oh, thank God.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike over there on
Mike was like, I'm out.
Better try to go to sleep.
Yeah. I'm over here on Eastern time, and Mike's like, "Oh, thanks God."
All right, it's like what is it? It's 3 o'clock, right, John?
Yeah, Kanan, are you on East Coast?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're over here on East Coast.
Come on,
Yeah,
it's
Mike,
late.
what are you
Long
talking about?
run.
I'm on East Coast, too.
What?
What?
I'm just joking.
I was like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
Art sometimes plays hard and fast with the truth.
Yeah. But I'm staying up. We're going to see this thing through. 16 minutes. How far away from 45 are we? We're under 800. So that's, let me refresh this.
Definitely
Did we
appreciate you
get
guys.
some people with some-
It's 262 now. 44262. Boom, boom. 15 minutes away. Check. Dun, 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 dun. Antonio and Kanan are so close to 45.
I think Antonio made a nice surprise when he checks it, if he hasn't already.
Is he still at work?
Probably. He doesn't usually get off till the morning.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, it's all good.
It's all right.
Hold it down, man. I appreciate it.
We keep on pushing.
We got his back. We got his back.
Mm-hmm.
I am so happy though that this thing has busted loose for you guys.
Appreciate it. So I tell you, it's a far cry from $95, man. It's, yeah. So.
Oh my gosh, that's where he was when he had the Kickstarter up when I first brought him on.
Yep. That's what I said, man. I didn't really have any expectations, man. I was just kind of like, all right, man, whatever, let me know. And I wasn't like, bailing on them, but I just, people, when you've done it enough, man, you're kind of like, okay, cool. And start producing, man. So I'm like, all right.
Chester wants a second
What?
Lone Star Squadron.
Oh, okay.
He won't say second.
Oh.
We get to 45, you can have it.
Ooh,
All right.
I like
that's an
that.
So that's
incentive.
the trade-off.
gauntlet is
We need to get.
We'll get Kanan to do it. The Lone Star chant at 45.
Oh no. Might as well
Lone
be Drake.
Star.
Lone Star.
13 minutes left.
That sounds sexy. Lone Star.
Lone Star. Lone Star of Limbo. No.
All right. I'm going to take us through the Indiegogo page.
Oh, do that. Here, I'll lock it on you.
Mm.
Come on, people. 251 in here. You couldn't. You must
on.
not have all done it. Yeah.
Shine on you, brother.
You guys will
All
not be
right.
sorry, man. Awesome book for you.
This is the
All right, we're looking at the brand by Antonio Bryce and Kanan White. Is that showing up?
Yeah.
Yep.
And that is a lovely picture of Antonio Bryce.
I like his T-shirt.
Let me see. Let me
Who drew
refresh
that one?
real quick.
I forget the name of the artist. He did the last one on the page as well. If you scroll all the way down, he's sitting on skulls, I believe. Same artist.
All right, so here's where we're at. Brand is a 48-page sci-fi fantasy comic. We follow supernatural hunters Doan and David Craven, the flawed heroes of this first story arc. You will learn about the world of Brand as Doan learns the rules of the hunt from her husband David. Overall, Brand is about the love story between David and Doan. I've taken that love and crafted a compelling story arc. I am excited to have an industry veteran like Kanan White help craft my story. You can see his love of storytelling in every line he draws.
So,
So there is a very sexy buy-in point. $10 for a digital copy of Brand.
Hey, somebody just said Brand ended. That can't be right, right? Refresh it.
I'm
No,
showing
it's 11
12
minutes. Wait, hold on.
12 minutes left. Yeah, that's what it says.
11 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
we got 11 minutes left.
Fake news in the chat.
44,000.
Fake news in the chat.
Regardless, man, if we get to the 45 or not, I am very, very happy with
Oh, yeah.
everybody and what they've done, and appreciate y'all staying on and doing what you did. So that's
The
awesome.
bros a foe.
Now, here were some of the things that got unlocked. The Brand bookmark was unlocked at 1,000.
Mhm.
The Jamie Biggs asked me about my feminist agenda print was unlocked at 5,000. A Brand sticker pack was unlocked at 10,000. At 15,000, a Dark Santana trading card was unlocked. At 30,000, the Covenant print by Kanan White was unlocked. And now we are at the Brand Doan Craven variant cover. All right, so this is not bad, man. $15 for a signed copy of Brand. That is not bad at all. As of right now, says 904 people claim that option.
Wow,
Awesome.
that's crazy numbers.
I myself went in for the twin pack, so I would have one to share.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Why
You gonna
is
send me
this?
that other one?
you better get in on some Brand. You better get in on some Brand, Miller. Why is this story called Brand? In the Bible, Cain killed his brother Abel. Cain was then cursed and marked by God. The brand in this case is the mark of Cain, and part of Cain's burden was to walk the earth and gather warriors to defend the world from the war that's coming. All of these warriors bear the mark of Cain, which grants them abilities and protections against the supernatural.
Yep.
Cool.
It's Brand.
9 minutes, people.
Right. As I'm sure everybody can see, David here is loosely modeled on myself. I don't tell many people this, but I was the crotch model for David.
So hey, Mike, can
Yeah.
can Edwin say that word?
Crotch.
Crotch.
Oh, I see what you did that.
Or does he owe you a PayPal 25 cents?
That is correct.
Correct.
All
Isn't
right.
that the Ed McMahon line? Correct.
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 The first set of stories centers on the Craven family, who followed David Craven and his wife Dawn as they try to stop a group known as the Covenant from obtaining an artifact known as the Judas Crown. What is in the $40 pack? Well, you will receive a signed 48-page copy of Brand and the Indiegogo exclusive Dark Santana Cold Winter's Night t-shirt in size medium.
Guys, if you're in the chat or if you're watching, we have 240 some odd viewers watching. And if you can't support Brand, what you can do is you can take the link to Brand and share it on your Twitter. And maybe that'll generate some more speed as we go through the night tonight. But yeah, every little bit of sharing on that helps.
Please do. Thank you.
Yes. And we're 663, I believe, away from 45.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
close.
so you're close. You're real close. There's 7 minutes. Let me refresh this. 7 minutes, 6 minutes left. So if you want to get a Brand book, you get 6 minutes to do so.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Cool. Yeah, it's awesome.
Lionel Solomon leads the Covenant in their pursuit of supernatural items throughout the world.
Yep. You're relentless.
Are we dying? We'll get 7 minutes, man. There shouldn't be dead air. We should be talking.
Just
It's
take
not
it,
over
take
yet,
it,
Kanan.
taking it through it.
Okay, 6 minutes.
Santana.
6
5
minutes. It just
You are
went up. You just went
200
up again.
96.
Dead Air is selling this better than we are.
We're just giving them a moment to take it in.
Well, it
Yeah.
takes time to log in your info too if you don't have it.
That's true. Yeah.
You're so close.
Brand is
Nasser,
definitely
I guarantee you guys back it. You won't be sorry, man. We're pulling out all the stops for this story. It's something unique, something fresh.
44,388.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think Brand is the best deal you can get in Comicsgate because you have low price options and the quality of the art that Kanan does. I mean, anyone can see it's high quality, and you get
if
more
someone
bang
can
for your
afford it.
buck, I think, with Brand than in a good handful of Comicsgate. No offense to the other project.
John would agree. Kanan's art is second only to my own.
Listen, John said the same thing.
if you can afford the $500 option, if you can
Oh my
afford the
gosh.
$500, you get a Keenan White original art page. Now,
Yep, most everything will be done digitally, so those are rare. So I mean, definitely.
Well, Edwin's talking the talk right now because this is what we need. We need a couple books. Well, if we got a sketch cover and we got an original art page, we would be at 45.
Yep.
well, I
Yep.
think Kanan is on the Comicsgate train, and I think Brand is going to flow off his pen pretty quickly. And then he's gonna start articulating something new. Either somebody's gonna present him with an amazing idea, or he's going to go with one of those ideas that he talked about tonight, like his vampire tales, or maybe his psychological thriller, or one of the things that he stashed away in his Evernote.
Yep. It's this is an awesome platform, man. I am elated, man, to be able to just share this space with y'all. I mean, that it's you guys. I respect all y'all. I mean, as creators, and like I said, I may not have known names back in the day, but I mean,
Well, you knew mine.
Oh yeah, I knew. Yeah, yes, I did.
3 minutes. 3 minutes.
I think what you're seeing right now, though, is a star on the rise, and in Kanan is probably not even at the peak of his artistic powers, and so you're going to see some amazing things from Kanan, and because of this new format,
this particular thing is, I agree with you. Kanan is he's second wave here in what art seems to consider to be the next image revolution. And Kanan is going to be doing everything digitally. So the fact that there are any original art pages for this first book he does for Comicsgate, that $500 is nothing.
Yeah.
Good call. Good call, Mike.
Nothing. That's going to be like, there's probably hardly ever going to be any original art from this artist who is going to be one of the biggest guys in this space over the next 5-10 years. And you can get a page of his for $500 right now. If you're an art collector and you don't see that, you out your mind.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a rare to be able to do something of this magnitude, and and still bringing that level.
A minute left.
1 minute, Dougie Fresh.
It would take one original page of art.
Love it.
Do we have any big spenders out there?
Come on for it. Right. From all the peoples.
Oh, your peoples. Get the cheddar out. We should all celebrate with a block of cheddar. This thing's funded in a minute. We'll all eat a piece of cheddar cheese.
Without washing our hands, too.
Without washing our hands.
It adds texture and flavor.
It adds texture. Oh my gosh. This has been a blast. I mean, this is so much fun. Somebody called me a dinosaur used car salesman. That's what I sound like.
It's awesome.
We have 1 minute. We need $574 to get to 45,000. What are you people waiting for?
It's a few seconds left.
I hope someone is slowly locked in their thing to get that original page.
I think it just went up. 416, right?
416, yeah.
Boom, chakalaka. Few seconds left, it says.
It's like watching
it says a few seconds left. That's hilarious.
Seconds.
Watching the little New York ball drop in
hey, Mike, you said ball drop.
Oh, jeez.
Kaden got a ball drop in there.
Nice.
Done, guys.
Balls. Walmart.
Congratulations.
That's it. Yep.
Congratulations.
$44,416.
Oh, 439.
Oh, it just moved. Yeah.
Yep. Appreciate it.
Oh, well, that it closed, but it ran into a store, so yeah, it'll keep trickling in. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be at 45 by morning, man.
Much appreciated, yo. I mean, thank you. Seriously.
Yep. So congratulations to Kanan White, Antonio Bryce for getting their book funded and to such a high amount.
Thank you.
Yes.
We are shaping the future, boys.
Absolutely, man.
Some of the last backers on here were Lane Evans, Ted Disto, ELO, Order of the Dawn, Aaron Anderazi, Sinista Smirk, Mike Miller, Kyle Strunk, Owen Kuhn, and Snowy. Well, thank you guys all very much.
Good old Snowy.
Yep.
Good old Snowy.
Yep.
All right. Well, it is the midnight here, so congratulations, Kanan.
Thanks,
That's
Mike.
probably. I mean, I would have been happy with that when I ended mine.
Yeah, I mean, hey, as I said, from 95 to this is is and I know, man, like this is it ended where it needed to, you know.
Yeah.
From where we
This,
started.
this is a beginning, and the
Absolutely.
next campaign is going to do so much better. I'm excited to see what the next one pulls in, because I think you guys are going to do great, because I think your pricing is going to be better on the next one. And everyone's just going to be that much more wiser about what all needs to be done to generate the most sales and to save the most money on expenses and stuff. But yeah, you guys did great. And again, by any other measure, I mean, there's industry legends that have gone out into the crowdfunding, and they can't raise $30,000. So
there's Hollywood superstars who could raise.
Mike.
Yep. So brand is going to go on, and it's still going to make more and more money, and the next campaign is going to be huge.
Yep. Appreciate it, guys. You guys are awesome.
Well, let's take one last good look at that Lone Star, because that Lone Star is looking sharp.
Yeah. Zoom in on him.
Lone Star, heart of the hero. Nice.
And Lone Star, the comic, is at $92,254.
Awesome.
So that's where we're at tonight. Graveyard Shift. After Mail-In Militia, a tungsten tan contributed. The donation says private. I wonder what that means. I've never seen one of those before.
It means you weren't supposed to read his name.
The dollar amount says private.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird. I've never seen that before.
Tungsten. I hope you're. Yeah, that's the Crazy Rich Asian from.
It came on earlier.
Yeah, came on Ethan's.
Weird. I wonder how I sort. No, I guess I'll find out when I print all this stuff out. I gotta know at some point. Well, thank you, Tungsten, for backing that.
Yeah.
I think he backed Black and White on Ethan's too. He dropped a bunch of cash, so thank you as well.
Okay, so Graveyard Shift will end the night at $74,179. So thank you, everyone.
How many days do you have left, John?
Oops, I just closed it. I think about 6.
It was 6, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Last I saw. Yeah.
Black and White. Let's see what we can pull up here real quick. We'll end the night at $17,247.
Yes.
Yes, thank you guys, and 309 backers. So that's the number that really interests me, getting into people's hands. So thank you guys.
Yep, and 19 days left on that, and I think that's everybody. Am I missing anyone?
John, damn it, you're gonna beat me you're gonna freaking murder me, man.
What are you talking about?
I ended mine at 71,000.
Oh.
And
Mike, I don't think about things like that, Mike.
John's not competitive.
I'm way
bone in his body.
Yeah, I'm way too humble. No, but Graveyard Shift will be on a hard shutdown. I don't know how I'm going to do it, because everyone tells me that once you go into the store that you can't stop it on a dime, but I'm going to try to find out if I can, if I have to call Indiegogo myself and see if they can do it. But I want it to end at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time on Halloween night. And then it's going to be done. There will be no more sales. It'll be completely closed off. So if anyone hasn't backed Graveyard Shift, you have till Halloween. Please don't forget it. Back it now if you can.
That's a very fitting time and day for Graveyard Shift. That's pretty cool, John.
Yeah, I want people to know that the time period will be important for whenever I do follow up Indiegogos. So
there's a little bit of smack talk in the chat, though, Mr. Malin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they say
I don't believe that. I don't
everyone is
believe
just
that.
backing Graveyard Shift for the Nerd Wonder Ash Can. They're just
Oh.
having to buy Graveyard Shift. What they want is the Nerd Wonder Ash Can. So
The Nerd Wonder face reveal is at 150, guys. Someone asked if it was at 100. At 100,000, what I can reveal is that Nerd Wonder will get another bonus. So that will make her even higher up in the pay scale. She will probably be making more than most indie artists make by a good stretch, and probably a good, decent Marvel wage.
Nice.
So if we get to 100,000, she's going to be doing very well for her 16 pages for sure. So,
Have you previewed any of her artwork yet?
Yeah, I've been seeing different stages of it. So,
Is it up on the site, or is she doing it through Instagram? Where can I see some of that?
nowhere yet right now.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you've seen it, but you just haven't posted it.
I'll get some of it up. So maybe in the private stuff, but
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna let her do her thing, and then I'll start showing it later on.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, guys. So thank you all.
Thank you.
I got people in the chat asking me to make your drawing my 4th variant cover.
Well, cool. I mean, hey, let me know. I'll send it to you and
A
whatnot.
lot of variants.
You got a lot of variants.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for being here. One at a time. Let's give out our info. Art, start with you.
Oh, I was typing. Sorry. Hold on.
Well, then we'll move on.
Go with somebody else. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. YouTube, RT Bear. Come subscribe. Hit the bell. I think we just posted a video where we show all the artwork that we're going to have for sale on the Indiegogo site. So yeah, and there's an Indiegogo black and white going right now. So check it out. Pick yourself up a book, and I'm on Twitter, and that's it.
Kane and White.
You can follow me on Twitter at cap_white. You can also follow me on Facebook, Art of Kane and White. And you can look at my videos on my YouTube channel, which is also the Art of Kane and White. Or you can follow me on my Instagram, which is Kanan02. And thank you, everyone, for backing my Indiegogo with Antonio Bryce. He also has a channel, Akari Press, which is also on YouTube, and his other channel, which he'll tell you about that. Sexy Party, I guess is what it's called.
Oh, you are at 44,449.
Awesome.
Edwin.
yeah, it was a beautiful thing seeing the two of you succeed. It's fantastic to see people put yourself out, take a risk, and then see that risk rewarded by people of goodwill and good faith. For the rest of us, the world can make us a scurrysome people, and sometimes we need to slow down. We need to slow down, and we need to have some patience with one another, some charity for one another. What we're creating here together, these creators, you, me, all of us, can be a beautiful thing. And we need to leave room. We need to leave room for all the different faces, all the different voices, right? To hear and to be heard, right? And we can account for these differences, and we can extend each other this patience and this charity in making amazing space for all of us. And so as you move through your day, treat the people around you, right? Treat the people around you with as much respect, kindness, and compassion as you have to give, so that you make the world a better place wherever you are. Until we meet again, I wish you a good night and aloha.
Aloha, although I just meant to give your info.
Oh. And I'm Edwin.
Right.
Mike is a terrible host.
John, give your info.
Well, now I feel like I want to talk for a little bit.
It's a bonus. It's a bonus blessing. Go for it, John Newman.
Yeah, if we get to hear Edwin twice, there's nothing better than that. Yeah, you guys can follow me on Twitter at John Malin. I'm on YouTube, also under John Malin, and I have an Indiegogo called Graveyard Shift. If you guys haven't supported, please do, and I appreciate it. And tomorrow at 10
Oh my
p.m.,
gosh.
Drawn and ordered, and
Can't
I will
hear you.
take a vote for Malin. Thank
Vote
you.
for Canaan. That's right. Yeah, vote
Pixel,
Canaan.
you want to throw yours out there again?
Yeah, sure, no problem. So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube as Pixel Trader. Tomorrow night I've got Drawn and Quartered coming on immediately after John loses, and hopefully you guys win.
That's it. I am going on that show.
And as John and Pixel mentioned, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, Drawn and Quartered, your favorite Comicsgate artists come together once a week to battle it out, Battle Royale style. You guys get to pick the topic, and we will all draw whatever that topic ends up being. And then some lucky fellow in the chat, after you guys vote, after you guys vote me as the winner, obviously, then someone will win a signed print of that piece. So please do like and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, so you know when Drawn and Quarter starts, you know when Got Mike starts, you know when the Aloha Hour starts, all these different shows, all on the same channel, all here, all the time, seems like. Anyways, thank you. Do check out LoneStarComic.com. Check out everybody else's stuff. Edwin, talk us out one more time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Go ahead. Each of you absolutely matters. Right? Again, people get caught up in all this nonsense. Right? They get passionate about stuff. They get angry about stuff. But on the side of these screens, these people you're talking to, each of us has weight, has value, has substance. We were all made in the image of our creators. So treat the people around you as if that was a fact. And treat yourself. Remind yourself that God made you in his image to be his good companion and for his pleasure. And so respect yourself accordingly. Until we meet again, I wish you a good night and aloha.
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 Aloha, guys.
Lone Star Squadron, you are dismissed.